Hello, welcome to the Making Diaries, my weekly video diary where I talk about all the things paper, fiber, food, the things that I have been making this past week. I feel this past week was a very slow week, and I will tell you all about that. If you are interested in following me on Instagram or finding me anywhere else on social media, which is where? Instagram. All of the links, for instance, my Ravelry page is linked in the description box down below the video, and all the other things that I'm mentioning are hopefully down there below as well. You will definitely find minutes to the different sections, so you can skip ahead to all the things that you would like to watch. This past week was quite a slow week creatively because for several reasons. Number one, on Wednesday, I decided to take the day off and read. Yeah, I can do that. I can forget all about my life and my responsibilities and just read. Can in the sense of that I am capable of doing that. I don't know if that is, if I can allow myself to do that, but I'm certainly known for doing this. I have done this a lot of the times in the past, and my family can attest to that. My mom especially, it was driving her crazy. Not so much since I've become a mom, because, who else is there to feed the children? But there have definitely been days where I kept them alive and read. And then Friday is usually my day off. So my weekend is kind of like one day earlier. I have Friday and Saturday off work. And I was so looking forward to having my whole Friday to myself, kids in distance learning, husband is working. I can do whatever I want, but then my store manager got sick and I had to take some of her shift. So I had to get up early on Friday as well and work, which meant that Friday just wasn't as long as it was supposed to be. And then Saturday is our new. We are trying to have Saturday as a family day for a long time, but sometimes the family day just is everybody does whatever they want, which they all can do on Sunday when I am working all day long. So we are really making a concerted effort of getting outside of the house and doing something. That's what we did on Saturday. So there wasn't a lot of time to be creative, but I got some small things done that I would like to share. And the first one is the Piper. I don't know why I always say that. I should have thought about this before I called this video series what it is called, but I am always mixing together paper and fiber. So I finished my field notes insert. So I'm still working on the weekly review. There is one more double page spread left, but then this book is finished. I took 2 months to finish it. And last week I asked you all which insert I should pick, and I actually went with the white one. But instead of just leaving it white, I decided to cover it with some washi tape. One of my focus areas for March will be using washi tape. I also am I loved decorating my envelopes with these collage clusters. But I think in March, all the envelopes that go out will have lots of washi tape wrapped around them. I decided that in order for me to allow myself to get more washi tape, I also need to show that I'm actually using it, because I mean, yes, it is absolutely pretty, but then I need to use it more. I'm always hoarding it and looking at it and taking the one that I least like, because then I can keep the other one a bit longer, and I just want to get more into the habit of using what I like, just as with all the other things that I'm doing. And then I just today, before I came up here to film this video, moved all the things in here. This monthly printable from the Coffee Monsterz was just available just now. So I printed it out and stuck it in here so I can start using this. And this one is a field notes. I think the leather is creme brulee, because I have that already in another color, and it is blue. Don't know if there is a special name for it. And I really like the sound of the charms tingling together. So I attached this penguin from HappyDAYA. Let me show if I can show it to you in a much. Wow, it's not working because the sun is. Yeah, so this HappyDAYA penguin bird thing, it is blue. I like how the way it looks together with this. And then I found another one of these tags. I have exactly 2 of those. And this one reads, "Hope is the thing with feathers that perches in the soul." And I loved that it kind of relates to the hope stuff that I have been getting from Brandi Kincaid, and that I have also been sending out hope notes and encouraging words for all of my friends. So I thought this was very fitting, so I changed it out. And I just, attached a ring to this tag, and then clipped it onto the lobster thing from the bird charm. And that is I then also just moved my Spanish notebook over, as well as this weekly insert. I have this in a handmade kind of folder thing. Sarah Martinez has a very elaborate description about, or video about, these folder things that she stucks in her back pockets of notebooks. So if you want to check that out, definitely go to her channel. I don't do elaborate here. And so that's this. I also changed the color of my brush pen. In February, I used this very blush pink, and now I'm all dark blue. But I just want to use that pen. It's one of the new ones that I purchased from the Cute Things from Japan store when I did my February budget purchase. I included one of the Shikiori brush pens because I wanted to see what they look like, and it definitely helped me make the decision to budget a whole set of those pens for March. What else? I didn't really get that far with sending out Happy Mail. The last 5 envelopes that I need to send out to complete my NaNoWriMo are still here, untouched. I hope I can get to them this week. I didn't plan to send out any mail this week because I knew I probably would have some stragglers, and so I can take the time and finish those. What else? I moved my TNs. I also picked my projects for March, and if you watched the video yesterday, I introduced them. I brought you all up to date on how the February projects went. But what I didn't mention yesterday, I think, was that the fact that I am thinking about which projects I am working on during the month, maybe a week, 2 weeks before the month starts, having that in my head, making lists, taking notes on things I might want to work on, and then sharing them with my audience, talking about what I would like to do, what I need to do in order to get them done, really helps me make so much progress on them, because then I know I have a list. I know the next step I need to take in order to make it happen. It's not just some untangible thing that is floating in my head that I might want to do. I know what I need to do, and I already can see when I know the next step if it is more or less likely that I will get to it. And I'm still keeping those projects where I'm already wary in the beginning on that list, because it helps me learn more about myself, and it also helps me to maybe be able at one point in the future only work on projects that I really finish. So that is something that is really cool. And then coming back at the end of the month and telling you, here, this is the project that I finished, and I didn't finish this because I just couldn't get myself to do that next step, and I just didn't want to, and it's okay. And now I can let this project go, which I find very satisfying. It's like a conclusion to something that might have been lingering there for months and months. So I really love that. I decided for March I want to catch up on this knitting journal. I'm only catching up in this maybe once or twice a year. I'm not like such an avid knitter that I'm knocking out project after project. It's more like, yay, it's 2021, I finished a pair of socks, and then yay, it's 2022, I didn't finish a project yet. So it's totally fine. I also then printed photos because for my project journal that I actually haven't shared on YouTube much yet, because there's not really much in there, because I'm only documenting the beginning and the end of the month, the projects, and then just write a teeny tiny bit about them. But I wanted to have the February projects and the January projects photo in there. Haven't worked on it just yet, but while I was using my selfie, I also printed out some photos, and I just collaged them onto a square photo, and then I print the photo with my selfie. So I printed them so I could put them into my cousin. And I really just want to show you some pages that are still in development. I really like having them there. Wait a second. I guess nothing is going to fall out now. So I have started this down here. I printed a photo. I thought it would look really good here. So I can add a title and then maybe write something. And if it's just a tiny snippet, then maybe something goes here or some more decoration. Same with this one. I really like how this is evolving. Yeah. And then I finished this one. I used another set of sticker sheets, alpha sticker sheets. So I actually pulled out some to use because I really enjoy using them, and I finally can get rid of these kinds of sticker sheets. And I saw Mitz from My Life Mitz talk about that when she writes, she just uses one sticker as the beginning of her paragraph, which kind of reminds me of book writing. And I did that, where is it? In here this past week. Up here And then I added this stamp from the Sissy Art Cafe, Happy Mail, and then down here, because it always have to be balanced, you know, I can't just have some kind of eye catcher up here. There needs to be balance down here. Yeah, so I have printed photos, and that's what I'm going to be working on in the next week, which I really like that kind of process flow. At the end of the week, I'm looking through my photos, thinking of things that I would like to document and journal about. Then I print photos if there are some, and then I just get working on it randomly here and there, which I already said that I really like. The fiber, let's move on to the fiber thing. And I found a pen. I have not done a lot, but one very important step. I'm one very important step further in this project, and I need to make sure it's not coming off the needles right here. I inserted a lifeline. This is just floss, because it is very it comes out really easily because it's so smooth. So I usually use that, and now I can continue on to the next section, which is a slip stitch section, and I just want to make sure that I have a lifeline if something goes wrong. And then I added one more row. So I'm making progress, but very, very slowly. But that's okay. This colorful keepsake shawl has a total of 3 clues with various different sections. I'm in the middle of section number 2, so I will be working on this for a while, and yeah, let's see how much progress I can make in March. That's one of my March projects, and so you will see this in the upcoming weeks and see how heavily I've been knitting at night. For the food, there is only one thing that I would like to mention. I really enjoy making cold brew by myself, and I don't have any special equipment for that. I just have a container. I think you usually would put in like cornflakes or stuff like that, or flour. I put in 1/2 pound of coffee that is ground very coarsely. So usually if you want to have it ground at the store, you would ground it on French press, and then I just add the grounds, then I add water, and I think it's a 1/2 gallon of water, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I know it. It's a half a gallon of water, and then I let it sit for about 20 hours, and then I use a paper filter and one of those cones, you know, that you can use to make your hot coffee. And I just use the paper filter and pour the grounds with the cold brew into the filter, and then I have the cold brew at the bottom. And then that is a concentrate, what you get from that. And then I mix it with water. So 1 part cold brew, 1 part water, or water and milk to make the drink. I really enjoy using medium roasts, and my favorite is probably, it was for a long time, it was the Guatemala blend, but right now I'm still using the Christmas blend from Starbucks. I still have some of those left, but the I'm thinking about, there's a new anniversary coffee coming out. Starbucks is celebrating their 50th anniversary this year, and it's supposed to be very nutty and cedary, so woodsy. So I'm kind of tempted, even though I just said medium roasts, to try that as a cold brew, because I can imagine that it tastes really good. But coffees that are described as chocolatey and nutty usually yield a very good cold brew flavor. Yeah, you can see that in the time that I have been working at Starbucks, I actually have become quite a coffee snob. Happy Mail. I posted a video on Sunday about my giveaway win. And I actually still have it right here because I'm currently not using a standard size traveler's notebook, but I won a giveaway from Pippi Krumeluss, and she gave away this beautiful camel, but actually I think it's almost more caramel color, camel traveler's notebook in standard size. And this beautifully decorated insert was included in the giveaway, and then I received lots of beautiful things from her stash, and washi samples, and MU rub-on stickers, and I cannot wait to use them. Yeah, it's just so, I was so excited when I won, and I'm really looking forward to using this. I'm still already thinking about ways to use this, but which brings me back to the Hobonichi. I do love it, and there's still lots of pages left, but every time I'm working in it, I'm like, I do love the paper, I love everything, but what I'm creating in here isn't necessarily bound to an A5 and to a Hobonichi. So I'm curious to see what happens when and if the case appears. What? Is that correct? I don't know. When I'm done with this, and it is not 2022 just yet, if I am then what I'm going to do, because this could definitely be an option for that problem. But it would definitely be a nice problem to have. The next thing I received last Monday is this beautiful card. I think it's hilarious. This beautiful card from Karen. It's this humongous potato on a truck, and it says "We grow 'em big in Idaho." And then I also received my Sissy's Art Cafe Happy Mail. I showed you the stamp that is the member stamp that she includes in her Happy Mail. And that was it for Mail Week. So it was quite a rare Happy Mail week. I read a whole book, just a love story. The story is called Love Lettering by Kate Claiborne, and what I really enjoyed about this was that the main character in this book was a hand lettering artist, and it was some of the things mentioned in the book were just so relatable for me. And then the other interesting turn that this book took was that she was stuck, and the boy that she was in love with suggested making a game out of it. And it totally, was something that I was like, yeah, that is such a simple solution to some of the things that we do, is looking at things from a different angle, making it fun, making a game. I really liked it. It was really a very quick read. It wasn't very deep. It wasn't very anything. It just was really nice and heartwarming and just a feel-good story that I needed this past week. The way I watch YouTube is that I use the watch later button. So I look through my subscriptions, I go to subscriptions, and all the videos that interest me at that specific moment, I put on my watch later list. And when I have time to watch YouTube videos, I go there and I start at the last video that I watched. And then this watch later list just plays and plays and plays. So sometimes when I hear somebody make a YouTube recommendation, I add it to the list, and then 2-3 weeks later, I finally get to that video that was recommended to me 2 weeks ago. And then sometimes I'm like, why did I actually add this to the list? But sometimes I'm also very intrigued, and that's exactly what happened this time. I followed a link that was to a YouTube channel that was suggested by John Rush, the Minimalists. They are really very short videos. The one that I watched first was about the definition of minimalism, and I will link it in the description box below because that is something that everybody should watch. Loved it. And then I just looked at the channel, looked at the videos. I always, again, just my weird habits and rules. Before I subscribe, I watch 2, 3, 4 more videos depending on the length, and then I hit the subscribe button. So I added 3, 4 more videos, and I really enjoyed them. They're exactly what I need to hear at the moment, and so I subscribed, and I'm continually, since they like post maybe weekly, I don't really know what their posting schedule is. I'm adding those videos to my watch later list as they appear in my subscriptions, and so I really like those minimalism snippets in between the creative planner journaling videos that I'm watching otherwise. Also, I don't have Netflix at the moment, but another YouTuber that I follow, and I think the Minimalists is an outcome of that specific video, is Matt Diavella. He made a Netflix movie that is called Let's Talk About Minimalism, and maybe if you want to check out that, if you have Netflix, that might be something that could be on your watch list for Netflix. Also, 1 more, 2 more, 3, 5 more, 20 more things. My son and my husband built a cat tree, and I added some cat videos at the end. Fantastic job. It is a upcycling project. My kids recently trashed their bunk bed. It was already 12 years old, I think. And so it just gave in, but we didn't throw away the wood that we kept that was used for the bunk bed. It was made from massive wood, not just some kind pressed stuff. It was real wood, and so they reused that, and it turned out really, really great. We are slowly adding some more features here and there, but it is an amazing thing, and they actually really like it. And then on my Instagram account, I received the question after I posted about me getting this pen roll for Valentine's Day. How do I determine between or differentiate between the FOMO, fear of missing out, and the thought that I really have to have this because everybody has it, and buying or wanting because it's intentional and I really want it? How do I determine or differentiate between those two wants? And I really can't answer that question. I try to build in steps in my purchasing, budgeting, planning thing. that help me prevent making FOMO purchases, but I'm definitely not safe. Also, what if you think you want this and you see somebody else use it and you get it and you look at this and then maybe the color isn't how you expected it because your screen displayed it differently, or the feel is just not how you expected it to be. I have purchased so many traveler's notebooks with pockets, which I actually have right now. I'm using them, but they're small, that were so heavy and added so much weight to the traveler's notebook that I wasn't enjoying using it, even though I thought at the beginning that that was exactly what I wanted. So I'm actually handing off this question to you because I know I want to wait for a little while until I get something, and maybe not buying a whole pack of pens, but just one and trying it out and seeing how often you use it, and then going for the full pack. As I was talking about with the brush pens, that would be something. I do have these, but if you have other things that work for you, please share them in the comments below, because that would be absolutely interesting and good to hear for everybody, I guess. What works for you and how do you determine between those things, so that when you get it, you do not feel buyer's remorse. I think that's about it. Everything else I forgot to talk about, I will talk about next week. Thank you so much for coming back every week and supporting me by your amazing comments and just watching this video and being part of an amazing journaling community. I really appreciate you. I hope you are doing well. I will see you soon. Until then, bye.